Random HR.
I see my name in shining lights, yeah, a different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
It's time to get down to business on the weekend's #1 business program. Known as the King of Networking, your host, Shalom Klein, has worked with thousands of entrepreneurs and created countless jobs. So, to success. Let's get down to business.
And indeed, we are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You are on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Thrilled to be back on yet another week, and COVID has certainly done a number on us. Every week is certainly a different experience here on the show, and this is actually my very first show that I am broadcasting completely by telephone. So bear with us, and we are excited for a jam-packed lineup of guests, including our very first guest, Irina Freeman from Chicago Signature Limo. And again, a jam-packed lineup in store. You can download all of the podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. While you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. So as promised, thrilled to be joined by phone by Irina Freeman from Chicago Signature Limo. Irina, thank you so much for joining me on the air.
Thank you, Shalom.
It's such a pleasure to have you. So your company, Chicago Signature Limo, has been providing luxury transportation service since 2006 and has built quite an impressive clientele of executives, travel agents, corporate accounts. Oh my gosh, the list goes on and on and on, and you have a multilingual staff of reservation agents and drivers that assist from beginning to end. So I always love to get to know our new guests and the story behind the business. You got started in 2006, but tell us a little bit about that journey.
Well, I came to the United States as an immigrant from Romania when I was 22 with my mother, and I was living an American dream. To make it short for you, the story, I worked as a dental assistant for about 7 years, and I brought my first home in the United States. My boss cut my hours. I did have a couple people working for me in my new home, and one day I brought them the lunch, and one of the gentlemen, I asked him, I said, "This is your job, this is your business, it's a full-time," and he said, "No, I drive part-time limousine." I said, "Really?" Well, me being very scared and worried because my boss cut my hours, I said, what I'm going to do? I asked him, "Is your boss, he's offering a position for me, maybe. Can you ask him?" He said, "Why not?" Well, the next couple of days I talked to him, and he said, "Irina, no problem. You can come and drive for me, but I do have just stretch limo." What? I said, "This is a little bit too much for me." Well, after my little interview with him, I started driving home. Then in one moment I said, I can buy my own car. I can open my own business. Why not?
Amazing. And that was the start of a new business, which I always love businesses that have Chicago in it. I think it's because I'm such a hometown lover over here. You're not just yet another corporation coming in and offering rides and offering services, and God bless all of those wonderful businesses. But Chicago Signature Limo, you're a local business that certainly, based on that story, Irina, you have always made the client's needs comes first. So tell us a little bit about your team behind the scenes.
Well, my team, they are very well trained, very professional drivers. They've been insured and bonded by us, and they go behind. They work. They take their jobs very serious, and we do offer a lot of long distance. who it's not easy for a driver, but the good part, be a teamwork. Most of the time, if it's too far, they go together. Everybody gets along. They take care of
Well, I was
the
about
cars
to get
so
there.
well.
You have Chicago in your name, but you really do provide services and travel arrangements throughout the Midwest. Tell us a little bit about some of these stories. You don't need to name names of your clients, but tell us a little bit about the profiles of some of the business owners, entrepreneurs, executives that you've been fortunate to work with since you have gotten started in 2006.
Well, what is make me happy in this business, we can help and serve our clients. I can give you a little example about long distance. I have this wonderful lady who has been my client for many, many years. Her father cannot drive, and he always travels, and he goes to Arizona. Well, she cannot drive him to Arizona every year. What she does, she's calling me, of course. We always put to driver, and he loves that. He feels comfortable. He always can go to his favorite place, and they travel safe. We stop with him all the time to a rest area. He can have his lunch. That makes it unique. Also, we do have moms. They worry because we do have college students. They travel from Chicago O'Hare to South Bend, Notre Dame. If they land late in the night, and I have one client, she been worried and called me. My son landed, and the flight was delayed in a snowstorm. No problem. We provide that service. We take him to Notre Dame, and she was so happy. She was.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so a
she
diverse
said,
mix
I can
of.
go to sleep. Yeah, I can go to sleep and not worry about my son. He's in good hands with
so
you guys.
important. That's so important. So you've talked about your team, you've talked about your diverse mix of clients, and I'm also curious, bottom line, you are in transportation. Tell us a little bit about your fleet of vehicles. I understand you have quite the lineup.
Yes, we do have sedans, we have SUV, we have Sprinter vans, 14 passengers. All our cars, they are new and they are very well equipped, especially with this COVID. We have a divider and we sanitize the cars. They get checked every month for safety. And we do have our exclusive signature scent, chill Fiji water, and mint candy, classic music, everything. Whatever the client wants, we will provide for them, anywhere and anytime.
I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed because you're providing the services of it's really fantastic to see the success of a small business and growing. You mentioned your humble beginnings in 2006 and watching what you've done. And really, in a moment, we're going to share your website. And your website makes it so easy to get a quote and to book any of those vehicles, whether it's the sedans, the SUVs, or even limousines and buses. All of the services are available. And again, a very personal touch. Whether you want to listen to rock and roll or classical music in the vehicle, that can be done. And especially in this era of COVID, putting people's mind at ease is so important. And that's what you get from a small company, from a growing company, I should add, but from a small business with Chicago in its name. I've been chatting with Irina Freeman from Chicago Signature Limo, providing a variety of travel arrangements throughout the Chicagoland area, but also throughout the Midwest. Irina, we are running out of time, and I want to make sure our listeners know where they can find you. But rest assured, we will have you back. We will have you in person in studio, and I cannot recommend enough to our listeners to visit your website and get in touch with your company. How can people find out more about your services?
They can find us online at chicagosignaturelimo.com, and they can even reach me personal at 312-890-8332.
And that's an experience that you will not get from a larger company. 312-890-8332. Visit ChicagoSignatureLimo.com for that personal touch, for that safe touch, and you could reserve your next trip, whether it's as simple as a trip to the airport or even a long-distance journey. Please come back on the show. Tell us more about your stories and examples. We cannot wait to share some more of your journey as well as your services with our listeners. Thank you for joining us, Irina.
Thank you so much, Shalom. I do appreciate, and I wish everybody a wonderful evening.
Absolutely. And coming up after the break, I am thrilled to be joined by Yvonne Hanks. We've got another fantastic story about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. You're listening to the show all about business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Check out my website, shalomklein.com. That's where you can download podcasts from the 6+ years of Get Down to Business. Follow me on Twitter. Lots of posts throughout the week. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't touch that dial, Chicago. You're listening to Get Down to Business.
Sean Hannity explains Biden's run to the left.
Now Joe Biden has done something that very